I couldn't wait to talk to you about this Beyonce baby bump conspiracy rumor, fake pregnancy thing that's being alleged. I just don't even know where to start, so I'm gonna take you through it step by step. Here's how the rumor got started. Beyonce recently, like last Sunday, appeared on an Australian show. And when she sat down, the baby bump squashed, bent, and crumpled.
Y'all, for 25 years, Wendy Williams was the one host on daytime TV willing to say the loud thing about Beyonce. And drama pages are alleging there's one specific moment in a New York radio studio in the year 2000 that started a 25-year Cold War. A moment Beyonce has never forgotten and never forgiven. I'ma tell you what happened in that room. But first, let me walk you through every single thing Wendy said after. Because that is the receipt trail that made Beyonce lock the door for good. Sit down. Let me get into it. October 2011, Beyonce on the Australian show Sunday Night promoting her pregnancy sits down on live TV and the baby bump appears to fold when she sits. Every fan on Twitter went quiet. Nobody wanted to say it, except Wendy. Next morning, she pulled up on daytime TV with a whole segment called the Beyoncé Pregnancé Conspiracé, then brought two of her own pregnant staffers up on stage for a sit-down test, like a jury of Miss Williams' peers.
You'll notice she's either giving birth to a Frisbee or Stewie from Family Guy. Look at the shape. Look, do you see? There it is, there it is. What that is, B? Okay, now let's bring it back and freeze it. Yeah, oh yeah, we're analyzing. There it is. What is that? Is that a baby bump? I don't know.
Baby, she laid out 5 theories on air. Beyonce's publicist came out swinging, calling it all stupid and false. Blue Ivy born January 2012. Everybody said case closed. Wendy ain't stopped. February 2013. Beyonce drops her HBO documentary Life is But a Dream, one she directed herself. Wendy got on air and said,
because fortunately, one of the TVs in our kitchen has closed captioning, so I'll be able to understand what she says. She, you know, Beyonce can't talk. You all, Beyonce sounds like she's got a 5th grade education. She can't talk. Excuse me, I just said I'm a fan, but we have to call a spade a spade. I mean, honestly. And we really do have the closed captioning just for times like that.
The audience booed her on live television. Hashtag cancel Wendy Williams was trending in an hour. She didn't walk it back. She didn't flinch. Tell me how a whole industry stayed scared of one woman for 25 years? April 2016. Lemonade drops the same weekend Prince died, and Wendy said Bey should have held that album. Same month, she pointed her finger at Rachel Roy.
So, Rachel Roy, you first of all, you're not this fighting girl unless you're on Beyonce and Jay-Z's payroll and they paid you to mix it up to add, you know, more, I guess, sales for this lemonade. Quite frankly, I wish that Beyonce held off on this whole album until Prince, you know, until this entire weekend kind of blew over.
Called Bey and J Master Manipulators. 2017 twins announcement. Wendy hopped on and said,
although, you know, twins are a very rare thing by natural bio. So I'd be mad, like if I was a mom who actually naturally gave birth to twins, because now, you know, anybody can do it. And I'm not suggesting that, you know, Beyonce had help or anything like that. I'm just pointing out that everybody has to, I mean, Pharrell had triplets the other day, you know, for moms who naturally have triplets, and I don't know how his wife had triplets either.
2018, she ran down a list of singers who need autotune and dropped Beyonce's name right in the middle. Audience gasped.
There are only a few people who can sing raw dog, and Fergie is not one. She needs autotune. Jen Lopez needs autotune. And Janet needs autotune. And Beyonce needs autotune.
2019, she said Bey's not an icon.
So Dionne Warwick is being slammed by the Beehive. Well, you know what, Dionne, I got your back. I must say. Only because I think I understand what she's saying. Okay, so she had this sit down with Essence.com and she said that Beyonce's not an icon. Well, honey,
Now, excuse me, sir, I clutched my pearls.
And every time the press asked Wendy about it, she kept it clean. Told the National Enquirer she's not a credible source if she's the source because she never partied with them, never swam in their pool, they're not friends. She's a pundit. That right there is what Beyonce's camp couldn't stand. Wendy wasn't an insider trying to be Bey's girl. She was a professional saying it because it was her job. Now, let me take you back to that room, sis. Year 2000. Destiny's Child in absolute shambles. Latavia gone, LeToya gone, their replacement Farrah Franklin gone within months. 19-year-old Beyonce walks into WBLS with Kelly and Michelle expecting a nice little promo drop-in with the biggest radio girl in New York. Beyonce sits across from Wendy, and Wendy did what Wendy does. Asked what really happened to those girls. Then went one step further and dropped rumors on air that Destiny's Child had been hooking up with Jagged Edge on tour. Beyonce went ice cold in that chair. Short answers. Whole vibe froze on the broadcast. That Grape Juice pulled the audio back up in 2017. You can hear the shift for yourself.
What actually did go down with you and Jagged Edge? Kill all those rumors right
Nothing
now.
went on with us and Jagged Edge. We have nothing to do with Jagged Edge. They're very great artists.
Right.
And I'm very happy. All of us are happy for their success.
There was an artist that came through our show, and we won't mention his name. Will we, Dealing? No, we won't mention his name. But he was saying that Jagged Edge was romantically with all you all on the bus, and that your father, Beyonce, threw them off the bus. You know, the hormonal thing. Young girls, you're all attractive. They're all attractive.
Drama pages online are alleging that was the exact second Beyonce put Wendy in a folder marked enemy and locked it. Because here's the receipt. For the next 22 years, through Coachella, through Lemonade, through the Twins, through Renaissance, through Cowboy Carter, Beyonce never came back. 13 seasons of that purple chair from 2008 to 2022, and the biggest star of our lifetime never once sat in it. That ain't a scheduling conflict. That's a decision. Now here's where I need y'all to hold Wendy with some grace, because this part isn't gossip. May 2022. Wendy gets placed in a court-ordered guardianship after Wells Fargo flagged her as a potential victim of financial exploitation. 2023. She's diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia and frontotemporal dementia, real medical conditions, and she deserves care in the comments. January 2025, she called into the Breakfast Club, said she is not cognitively impaired, that she feels like she's in prison, that she has $15 to her name, and held up a Help Wendy sign at her window. Her lawyer, Joe Tacopina, told ABC Nightline she'd be out by end of 2025. Rob Shooter's newsletter reported this April sources are saying she's given up hope, and a viral post on Twitter back in 2023 said plain, "This is what happens after messing with the Carters." Whether you believe that or not, and I'm gonna let y'all fight about it in the comments, the post spread because online, folks had already been keeping the same score for years. And Beyonce? 25 years of everything Wendy said. The Bump, the 5th Grade, Rachel Roy, the autotune, the Lion King, all of it. And Bey's public response is silence. Never addressed it, never sued, never denied. That's not neutrality, sis. That's a strategy. So did Beyonce's machine finally get the last word on Wendy? Or is Wendy's whole 25-year archive about to get vindicated the same way her other takes eventually were? Drop your thoughts in the comments and tell me what you really think. Hit that like, subscribe if you new around here, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, baddies.